Let's go over the books I read last week and the ones I hope to read this coming week. Hi and welcome to Shelby's Crafty Books and Games. Here you can find all kinds of bookish videos with either a crafting or gaming twist. In today's video, I will be going over the books I read for December 8th to the 14th, and then go over the books I plan to read for the week of December 15th to the 21st. So without further ado, let's get started. So I finished 2 books in the week of December 8th to the 15th. One was a physical book and one was a Kindle book. I did not do any audiobooks. I didn't feel like listening to an audiobook last week, but I'm hoping to change that this coming week. So the book I physically read was Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier, and this is about a girl named Gwen who finds out that she has the ability to travel back in time. And I was not really liking this book, mostly because it took a long time for things to get established. I think it takes Ruby like 3 times to go back in time before she decides to get help. And by that time, you're like halfway through the book. And then a good chunk of it is then trying to slightly establish this group called the Guardians. But you still get a lot of questions because they're not telling Gwen anything. And then it ends with her getting kissed by this guy who is also another time traveler. So I wasn't really fond of this book, but I'm hoping to give the sequel a chance, because now that everything like the time travel and some of the group is established, I'm hoping that we can now focus on this plot. So that's why I'm going to give the sequel a chance. But either way, I give Ruby Red a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Next is the Kindle book I read last week, and that is Curvy Girls Can't Date Bullies. And this follows Corey as she gets in a prank war with another student named Riker, who has been bullying her and her friends. So this description of the book kind of is a bit misleading. I thought like the whole book would be mostly about this prank war. It's only a little about maybe the first third of the book. And then we have Corey like out of nowhere decide that she has a crush on Riker, and then they kind of like start secretly dating. So I wasn't really into that. I kind of wanted more of like, I guess what I thought was going to happen was they were going to kind of fall for each other as they were doing pranks against each other, but not really how it went. So I feel like this is probably the weakest book out of the Curvy Girls Can't Date series, and I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now for the books that I'm hoping to read for the week of December 15th to the 21st. First, we'll start with the physical book. So the physical book, like I said, is the sequel to Ruby Red, and that is Sapphire Blue by Kirsten Gier. And this will continue the story of Gwen as she goes through her time traveling journey. Like I said, I'm hoping now that we got everything established, we can focus on the story. And the way it's going, I have a feeling that this group of Guardians is going to turn out to be the bad guy, and Gwen is going to go off on her own and stuff. But I'm hoping that it's like revealed in an interesting way and stuff. And I'm hoping that the story does get better in this book. We'll see. But that's my physical read for this coming week. So next we're going to go into the audiobook I'm hoping to read. I am going to be picking up the series Dorothy Must Die with the 3rd book in the series, Yellow Brick War. And I did so far like the first 2 books in the series. I think I like the first book a bit more than the second because I feel like more was going on. But this book is supposed to pick off where they had a huge cliffhanger in the second book, which was The Wicked Will Rise. So I'm really excited and wondering how the story will pick up from here. Then my Kindle read will be The Winter Prince by Constance Lopez, and this is part of a series called the Prince series, which each follows a different prince as they go through their respective fairy tales. I have read 3 of the books in the series so far out of, I think, 11 of the books. I read The Silent Prince, which is a Little Mermaid gender swap retelling. It was actually pretty fun. I read The Shoeless Prince, which is a retelling of Puss in Boots, super duper cute. And then I read The Wicked Prince, which is a retelling of Robin Hood with a gender swap Robin Hood, but the love interest is still a guy. And that was actually pretty fun too. So I am hoping that this one will be just as good as those. The Winter Prince is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, which happens to be my favorite all-time fairy tale. So high hopes for this. Hopefully it'll be good. So these are the 2 books I hope to read for the week of December 15th through the 21st. I don't plan to finish any of them. I just plan to start them. If I finish any of them, that would be cool. Probably the one that would probably be most likely is this one, Yellow Brick Roar. Since I listen to audiobooks a lot when I'm doing other things. But let me know in the comments below what you plan on reading this week, and I will see you next time. Merry Christmas.